Matt, I know y'all been self-scouting probably the last week. What's the biggest thing that y'all emphasized? I know probably everything, but what's the biggest thing y'all had to work on this week?
Well, I think everything is the right answer, Sheldon. I think there's no secret to us. We're one of the bottom 10 teams in the country as far as returning minutes. So we have a lot of new guys, really trying to develop that chemistry within the team, and that takes time. So just trying to stay focused on getting better in all areas. When you really want to boil it down to a few things, number one, we have to lower our turnover rate. Offensively, we're just wasting too many possessions due to turnovers. I think, secondly, our defensive rebounding is very average, and that's an area that needs to continue to get better for us. And probably a third one, and it's why we have jobs as coaches, is just trying to help players make the transition, uh, get a better understanding of system and what we're trying to accomplish, really help them play with more confidence so that everybody can max out their role within the team. So those are a few areas that stand out, but I think the guys have worked extremely hard. We've had a good week of practice and looking forward to this opportunity on Saturday.
Yeah, Justice Williams update. Has he progressed well, and just when do you guys think he might be back for you?
Yeah, good question, Glenn. He's been cleared to return to full contact practice the last 2 days. I think has looked pretty good considering how much time he missed coming off that sprained ankle against New Orleans. So our anticipation is if all goes well in practice today and tomorrow that he would be fully cleared and dressed and ready to go on Saturday.
Hey, Coach, Ali Natchik here. What are you looking at with Wake Forest? What's the scouting report?
Well, very well coached team. Coach Forbes has won a lot of games over the years, does a terrific job with their program. They've shot it well from three, and they've taken a high volume of threes. So I think the ability to defend the three-point arc will be critical. Tyree Appleby has been one of the electric guards in all of college basketball this season. His 30-point performance at Wisconsin was special. And then they have great size at the 4 and the 5 position, the 3 position for that matter, that also can step out and shoot the ball from 3. So that presents some problems as well. But I think a really good basketball team would be a great opportunity for us.
I think we talked about a little bit about it after the UTA game, but the defense, your defense in the last 6 minutes of the last two games, kind of pulled you through. What did you glean from that over the last week?
Well, I think just being more consistent. That we had great possessions at closing time over the last 6 minutes of the last two games. A lot of the issue there, why we haven't been able to sustain that in longer stretches, I think what we would call our first shot defense has been really good. But when you give up so many second chance opportunities, it puts a lot of pressure on your defense. So I think defensive rebounding will help us get more consistent there. And then the final piece, I know I'm being repetitive, but I think all these things go hand in hand. When you turn the ball over a lot, offensively, it puts a lot of pressure on your defense because you're usually playing at a disadvantage in transition there. And I think when you look back at the last 6 minutes of those games, we executed better offensively. Didn't necessarily score it at an elite level, but we eliminated some of those turnovers that put us at a serious disadvantage in transition.
Yeah, Coach. You mentioned Tyree Appleby coming from Florida over there. Just how would you describe his game as a guard and how he's able to be effective as a scorer?
I think the word I said the first time there was electric. With the ball in his hands, he's been elite. Great speed with the basketball. Has shot the ball exceptionally well from three. He's a tough cover in transition because of his speed and explosiveness off the dribble. And then I think the final piece of that is the offensive design of the Wake Forest system has put him in some really good positions with the variety of ball screen actions they've run for him.
Yeah, you mentioned the defensive rebounding there as an area you guys have worked on. Just what's one or two keys to getting that, I guess, on track and kind of where you want to see it?
To me, the two biggest keys, I think the front court more physical in the box outs. I think they're going to box. I think we have to be more physical there. But where we have the most opportunity for growth, our guards have to rebound better, period. We're not getting any rebounding, or I shouldn't say any, but very limited rebounding at the guard position. And we have to rebound down. All five guys have to rebound for us to be effective. In theory, you would think some of the other team's guards would be getting back to set their transition defense. So some of our guards who don't necessarily have box out responsibilities need to get in the mix and chase down some of these long rebounds. We are also forcing, I think, quite a few contested perimeter shots, which are leading to some longer rebounds, that we have to win more of those 50-50 long rebound opportunities.
I think you have 4 games left before SEC play. This next 4-game stretch obviously is critical, but how much do you have to do in the next 4 games to be ready for Arkansas?
Well, I always look at every game the same. It's opportunity, big picture wise to go 1-0 and get a win, but it's also a chance to get better, and I think that has to be the continued focus for us. We can't worry about what's happening later in December, early January. We got to do whatever we can right now to keep getting better as a team and find ways to win these games. But I think those areas we've talked about, Sheldon, defensive rebounding, being more efficient offensively by turning the ball over less, becoming a better screening team, finishing plays more effectively inside the charge circle. You go down the long list there, just trying to have consistent, continuous improvement in those areas, and I think that has to continue to be the goal for us.
Just with Jalen and Tyrell, just how have you seen them continue to improve and grow throughout this non-conference schedule, and as they approach the conference season?
Yeah, I think both as freshmen, it's certainly a transition when you're going from high school to college, regardless of level. I think both are eager to learn. I think it's just a matter of with any player. We're basically all freshmen on our team this year, and so the key is you have to come to practice every day with urgency and purpose and focus to get better and to improve. And then I think you see that consistent play and practice start to carry over to the games. And that's what not just Jalen and Tyrell, but we're all working to show improvement in the program.